67 days before the biggest sale holiday of the year, literally where 50 to 60% of your total store's revenue, your total yearly revenue as an e-commerce brand will come from. So you don't want to miss out. And today we're going to talk about why blanket discounts simply don't work anymore. You know, your 30% off site-wide doesn't cut it in 2025 because your customer got sophisticated and also your your competition, your competitors. All right. If you're new to this channel, I'm here to share with you everything of what worked, what didn't work, and what we're actively doing for our managed 8 and 9-figure e-commerce clients for their email and SMS marketing funnels. I'm not selling you anything on this channel, but rather I'm here to find top-tier talent, new opportunities, and growing my network. If you like to make this Q4 the most profitable one to date for your e-commerce brand, subscribe to this channel as I release daily videos, action-packed and short, to basically help you make a lot more money this Q4. Like if you want to leave a like and comment with any questions, by the way, down below. All right, why blanket discounts don't work anymore, what to do instead. A quick, hint here is structure a tiered discount to raise your AOV. As I said, 67 days before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where 60% of your yearly revenues will come from. You don't want to use Sitewide discount because otherwise you'll leave a lot of money on the table. Now, let's jump into what you're going to get from this short video. First of all, why blanket discounts ruin your margins and your brand equity. I'm going to give you a few proven alternatives like VIP-only offers, free gift bundles, early accesses, etc. We're going to quickly touch on emotional branding. That's the main thing about my email marketing brand. My agency, essentially, we work with branding agency that basically help us understand how big brands get people to shop without discounts. We're going to talk about the tier discount strategies that I recommend to help you sell more, increase your AOV, create urgency, etc. And I'm also giving you free access to my Q4 content calendar and a step-by-step walkthrough plan for your e-commerce brand that you can model. So if you want to grab a copy of this Q4 planner, Google Sheet planner, everybody can use. This is how we manage 7, 8, 9-figure brands, their email marketing. You can grab a copy, and literally you can grab it by clicking here, file, make a copy, and you can start managing your entire Q4 right inside. All right, so let's jump right in step by step. So why blanket discounts ruin your margin and brand equity? Simple, because you train your customers to shop with you only when there's a big discount, all right? And there's so much you can do if you give your best discount. You can't really sell them before Black Friday. You really need to sell them on Black Friday or maybe on the week on Black Friday, like right here in November, maybe a week before to VIPs. But as soon as you roll out your best discount, your Sitewide discount, game is over, right? You pretty much have people shop and that's it. There's nothing much you can offer them then after because they bought a bunch of products, all right? So what sophisticated, marketers and brands do is they find out bundles and they start collecting VIP customers as early as October, all right? So we're in the 22nd right now of September today. You can pretty much start collecting VIP customers as early as right now. Okay, we started early in September for some brands. Some other brands going to happen in October. And you can basically start collecting that with just having like a pop-up, on a page on your site. I talked more about this on Friday, made a dedicated video, and I shared with you guys free templates that you can literally copy. I think they're right here. So I'm not going to dive too much into this, but this is literally how simple it is to start collecting BFCM VIP customers. People want to get early access to your deals as early as now. So just embed this form and even give you a template, just change the fonts and just roll this out on your page on your website. Again, I'm not going to dive too much into this. I made a full video about this, but once they sign up, they get an email. You let them know what they're going to get, like special deal, early access to new product launches, exclusive discounts, and you can also add a banner to your, your flows. Again, not to bore you with too many details. I already spoke about that. So that's what smart brands do. Okay, they have these like a structure. All right. Now, quickly about emotional brands. What big brands do, like Lululemon, Dr. Squash, Nike, Apple, they get their customers not only on a demographical level, but on a psychographical level. Demographic is anywhere like, anything about who your customers are, their age, their jobs, how much money they make, where they live. That's demographic. A lot of people know about that. What big brands know, it's psychographics. All right, not to get into too much details there, but Apple knows that people that shop with them don't only shop for the specs, like, okay, this phone has, 500 gigs of memory. They shop Apple because what Apple represents. Apple represents being the best. And that's how you want to, what you want to kind of create your marketing around, right? It's the psychographic, the emotional connection. If I buy Apple, emotionally, I connect to being the best, if that makes sense. All right. Now, what we do want to do, that's what the video is all about. So I want to give you a bit of a background, but now let's jump into what you should do. You want to start creating tier discounts. All right. There's one tier discount that you want to do. See, up to 30% off. But the more you buy, the more you save, up to 30%. So let's take a look. Buy under $30, get 10% off with this code. Buy over $30, get 20% off with this code, VIP sale 20. Now, once you buy over $50, you save the most with 30% off with this code, VIP sale 30. All right, you want to send different like reminders of that discount. You see like, hey, we have just a few coupon codes left, limited stock available. We're not sure how much longer we can keep it going, etc. So that's a really good way to create urgency for Black Friday. You can start rolling this as early as a week to two beforehand. What about Cyber Monday now? Cyber Monday, I love this strategy where you actually say, we have codes for different, tiers of discounts. So 5 codes available for a biggest, discount, 50% off. 10 codes available for 40% off coupon codes. 15 codes available for 30. 25 codes available for 25% off, 35. So it gets bigger as smaller the discount is, if that makes sense. And what's really cool, you can actually create, let's go back to our handy calendar, special reminders of different codes that are still available. Like we have only 10 codes available for 30% off. Now, if we remember, 30% off here, they had 15 codes. Now a reminder comes out, a day after that says we only have 10 codes available. So 5 are gone, right? That is a really good strategy, not to just say, hey, here's, 30% off site-wide, but it's tier discount. So people can actually follow through on how many codes available, and you want to do different offers. At least that's what I know that works really well between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. All right. So that is what I recommend. All the examples, step by step. How do you want to start November? How do you want to start October? Everything is right here inside of this content planner. You have access for this completely for free, as I said. All right. So go grab a copy and start planning your BFCM. Again, your holiday is as good as your planning. Grab your free content planner and the step-by-step rollout. If you want more info about it, I made a full video about this in my channel called BFCM. Check it out. If you want to make sure, that you have the best plan out there, you can grab a consult with me by going to my site, Savio Agency, and going right here. I'm not going to drop any link, but make sure, again, to access my site if you need any help auditing your account. We still have a few spots available. All right. If you have any questions, again, drop them down below. And if you want to see any video that I should make next about VIP discounts, tier discounts, bundling, let me know. This is what I'm planning to do this week, but it's still work in action as I record these videos live. So let me know what you want to see next. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Thank you so much again, guys. Let's make some money. Let's make some money, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.